You know, in this world that just never stops, the Four of Swords tarot card shows up like a deep, much-needed exhale. This card isn't about giving up or losing. Not at all. It's about a strategic pause. So today, let's dive into its beautiful message of profound rest.
So, let me ask you, have you been feeling stressed out, anxious, just completely and totally mentally overloaded? If you're nodding along, then listen, because this card is showing up for a reason. It sees you, it gets that feeling of burnout, and it's here to offer you permission to find your peace.
All right, to really get what this card is all about, we've got to step inside the picture itself. It's a scene of incredible tranquility, especially when you think about the chaos that often comes right before it in the Suit of Swords.
And that context is so important. The card right before this, the Three of Swords, is all about heartbreak and painful truths. So the Four of Swords is the necessary next step. It's a retreat. It's like the quiet room you duck into after a massive, loud argument. And that number, 4, is a big deal in numerology. It's all about stability, structure, and building a firm foundation. The card is telling you to create that stability for yourself by just pausing to heal.
Every single element here is telling the same story. Look at the knight. He's not dead, he's in contemplation, he's resting. Those 3 swords hanging above him, that's all the past conflict, the mental clutter, all set aside for now. And the one sword underneath him, that symbolizes the clarity, that single point of focus that comes only from stillness. It's such a powerful image of finding your focus by quieting the noise.
Okay, so what happens when this card pops up in a reading, sitting upright? Well, it is delivering a very, very clear message. It is time to press pause.
And let's be super clear, this isn't about being lazy. Not at all. This is a strategic retreat. Astrologically, this card is tied to Jupiter in Libra. So you've got Jupiter, the planet of wisdom and expansion, meeting up with Libra, the sign of balance and harmony. That's exactly what this card is offering, the chance to gain wisdom and clarity through balanced, peaceful rest. It's your official permission slip to take that time.
This quote just hits the nail on the head, doesn't it? The best ideas, the clearest solutions, they almost never come when we're forcing them. They show up when we step away, when we give our minds the space to breathe. That period of rest is when creativity and real insight finally have a chance to emerge.
So, this sacred pause sounds great in theory, but what does it actually look like in your real everyday life? Let's take a look at what it means for your love life, your career, and your finances.
In your love life, this could mean it's time to ease up on the endless search for the one. Maybe just take a break from the pressure. Or if you're in a relationship, it's about carving out that quiet alone time. At work, oh, this is a biggie. This is a clear sign you need to take that mental health day before you hit a wall. And when it comes to money, it's a plea to break the cycle of anxious thoughts. Obsessing over your bank account doesn't change the numbers, but stepping back to think clearly, that actually can.
Now let's flip it. When this card shows up reversed, things get really interesting. It's like you're standing at a major fork in the road, and it's pointing to 2 very, very different paths. One is a warning, and the other is a sign of hope.
So the most important thing here is to be really honest with yourself about where your energy is right now. Are you pushing through, ignoring your body's screams for rest? Or are you finally emerging from that period of quiet, renewed, and ready to go?
And you can see the 2 extremes right here. The warning path is heading straight for total burnout. You feel restless, you keep pushing, but you're just running on empty. But the awakening path, that means you've done the work, you've rested, you're coming out of that quiet sanctuary feeling healed, and you're ready to re-engage with the world.
This duality plays out across the board. In love, you're either pressuring someone and need to back off, or the passion is coming back after a bit of a lull. At work, you're either returning from a break, feeling refreshed, or you're on the absolute verge of collapse. It's a critical moment that really demands some self-awareness.
So, whether the card is upright or reversed, the message often points toward the need for rest. The question is, how do you actually do it? Let's break down some real, actionable steps.
First and foremost, and this is probably the hardest part, let go of the guilt. Rest is productive. Second, you have to actively disconnect. Turn off the notifications. Close the laptop. Third, find your sanctuary. It doesn't have to be a church. It can be a walk in the woods, a good nap, or just 5 minutes of quiet breathing. And finally, if someone offers you help, please take it. Healing is not a solo sport.
As we wrap things up, let's just make sure we've locked in the most important takeaways from this incredibly powerful card.
If you remember just one thing, let it be this.
The Four of Swords reframes rest not as a weakness, but a source of strength. It's how we gather our thoughts, heal our spirit, and prepare for the next challenge with total clarity and focus. Your peace is sacred, so protect it.
Oh, and before we get to our final thought, here's a super quick tip for your readings. If you're doing a simple yes or no spread and this card appears, the answer is a pretty clear no. Or maybe more accurately, not right now. The card is advising you to step back, rest, and think before you take any action.
So I'll leave you with this question. It doesn't have to be a week-long retreat. It could be 5 minutes away from your screen, a quiet cup of tea, or simply taking one deep breath. What is one small way you can honor the message of the Four of Swords and find your sanctuary? Right now.
We've created a beautiful Tarot Infographic Handbook and a Learn Tarot coloring book too. Check them out using the link in the description. See you next time.